Take you live to Queens Quay East, where Toronto mayoral candidate Mitzie Hunter is making a campaign announcement regarding Portland's gridlock.
Combining industrial, residential, and also institutional use. George Brown is just right around the corner. And the fact is that this growing community needs a way for people to commute and to get around. And I think it's extremely important that we build communities that are complete with transportation and transit in mind. I also know that our city needs fresh eyes, and we need new solutions to the challenges that we face as a city, and to the opportunities and the growth that we face as a city. And this is why I'm here today, and this is why I'm running for mayor of our city. And just last week, I announced my plan to get Toronto moving again. First, under my plan, seniors will ride for free on the TTC, as well as for Wheel-Trans service. And this is going to just really add affordability to our seniors as well. And second, I will lower TTC fares. I will reverse the hikes to TTC fares for everyone. And thirdly, I will reverse the cuts to TCC and to services. That will be restored. Today, I am announcing that as mayor, I will drive forward on the Waterfront East LRT. Part of my comprehensive plan to boost the TTC ridership and to get Toronto moving again is to make sure that projects like the Waterfront East LRT are a priority. Under this plan, the Waterfront East LRT will extend streetcar service from Union Station to Bay Street, along Queens Quay, where we are now, to the Distillery Loop on Cherry Street, as well as out to the Western Portlands area. This project is urgently needed. It will facilitate greater housing density that we need in our city, in the Portlands area, and it will reduce gridlock along the waterfront. It seems that almost every end of Toronto is in gridlock and traffic congestion. I'm sure you all felt it as you were trying to get here today. The beginning of construction on the Ontario line will make traffic even worse. So we need to get Toronto moving. We need to get Toronto moving again. Building the Waterfront East LRT is part of my plan for safe, reliable, frequent, affordable transit. And this is the best tool that we have to get Toronto moving again. And that includes projects just like this. It will also help us to achieve our climate goals. As mayor, I will ensure that the city's 1/3 share of the estimated $2 billion cost, it's roughly about $650 million, will be moved into a dedicated fund from the existing Transit Capital Reserve. I will release my entire fully costed plan and budget prior to voting beginning in June. This is the worst time to be reducing TTC service frequency. This is the worst time to be hiking fares. I will fix that by restoring service, by reducing fares, and by making the TTC free for seniors and Wheel-Trans users. My plan goes even further, setting out now how we can make the TTC better than ever before, and ensuring that these projects are the projects that I will get behind. The Waterfront East LRT is one of those priority projects. So by laying out all of this in advance, I am going further than any mayoralty candidate. I am bringing fresh eyes and new solutions to the TTC by getting Toronto moving again. Toronto has to be a city that works for everyone, everywhere in our city. And we all know this. Yet we are drifting from that kind of city. And we need to make changes. Changes to the way that we do things. And that is why now, right now, it is an advantage that I am not a city councillor or a police chief. We need to bring the outside in. I have been a CEO of Civic Action, CAO of Toronto Community Housing, and a senior cabinet minister. I have the experience, but along with that experience comes fresh eyes and new solutions that our city needs. And yes, I am from Scarborough, and this is something that also brings that experience from my strong roots there. I know that every part of our city needs to have those investments, every single part of our city. You know, and that includes from Scarborough to Etobicoke, to the west, from North York to York, from Midtown to East York to downtown, including right here on the waterfront. We need a mayor that will represent this entire city so that it works for individuals, for families, for artists, for everyone. We need to get Toronto moving again. People need to get to school, they need to get to work, and so that they can sustain themselves and their families, and to be home in good time. So that is what I am passionate about. It's about ensuring the TTC ridership is boosted and getting our city moving again. That's why I care about our city. I want a city that works for everyone, everywhere, and that's why I'm running for mayor of Toronto. So I'd love to take your questions.
Really quickly, with regard to the waterfront East LRT, staff have actually recently come forward with reports on how that could possibly be implemented. Just a few weeks ago, I believe it's coming up at the upcoming executive committee and ultimately city council in terms of next steps before anyone's elected mayor. So what would you do to further that along when the work is already started?
Yeah, I really want to make sure that as mayor, I am letting everyone know that this project is a priority project. When we're building new communities like this, we need people to recognize that the transit is going to come alongside that new community. People don't have to rely on their cars. We can reduce congestion by ensuring that the transit is an integral part of the establishment of this new community. The East Portlands community is, going to have a number of density projects that are built into that community. The funding as well, the 1/3 funding from the city, I will create a fund that is specific to this project so that there is no question as to whether or not it will be built. So it is in the plans, and it will have the funding set aside by the city to ensure its completion in a timely manner so that as residents come to this community, they know that the transit will be there for them as well. You know, I was speaking with a resident in another part of the city.
We've been listening in to Liberal MPP and mayoral candidate Mitzie Hunter talking about her plans as mayor, which include extending the Waterfront East LRT, making senior Wheel-Trans free, and reversing TTC fare hikes.